Hey guys, welcome back to Ollie Talks Airsoft. Today we're going to talk about how to pass Chrono with a gas blowback rifle. Specifically, how to pass Chrono with a Tokyo Marui MWS. So, unless you've done any big modifications to your gun, you should be really very close to the Chrono limit, if not just below. But every so often it might be a warm day, or you might be using a slightly higher powered gas or something, and it may have pushed you over the limit for Chrono. Now, the first things that you should be doing is looking to put maybe a weaker gas in your gun, or maybe drop the BB weight so you don't get as much joule creeping. So if you were typically using a 0.32 gram BB, if you step down to a 0.28, that's actually going to reduce your joules, so that may very well get you under the limit. If after all of the different changing gases, changing BB weights, you're still over the limit, and the marshals say to you, look, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use your gun for the day, there is still one thing left that you can try. And I've done this before in the past, and it's worked, and it's been fine. So at the moment, let me just grab an empty mag for this gun. So the functionality that I have on here is I can shoot this gun in semi-auto, and I can shoot this gun in full auto. Now, certainly in the UK, that means that a full auto gun is allowed to have, I think the joule limit is about 1.14, 350 feet per second on a 0.2 gram BB. That's what everyone in the UK kind of understands to be the limit of most sights for a full auto gun. Well, if your gun's coming in consistently at like 370 FPS, then that's going to be a bit of a problem. And the marshal may very well say to you, look, we're not going to let you use that gun for the day. Well, this is where you can make an offer to the marshal, and you can say, actually, the MWS is a really fantastic gun because you can remove the selector and the gun will still work, but it'll only work on semi. So if you push the selector from this side, so put your thumb on that side and just start spinning it from this side, it'll pop itself out a little bit, and you twist it forwards and just pull it out, and there we go. There is your selector. What you would then do is you would hand this to the marshal and say, would you mind holding on to this for me for the rest of the day? That way they can be satisfied that there's no way that you can put this back into the gun because it's in their pocket. So that's now in the marshal's pocket, and I now have a gun with a hole going through it. But I have no way to put this gun on full auto, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will know that I also don't have any way to put this on safe. So it's very much, it's a Black Hawk Down moment of this is my safety. But obviously when you go into the safe zone, make sure that you remove the magazine from your gun. But providing the gun is cocked, then put your magazine in and you can shoot it. And it will only shoot on semi-auto. So what that will probably mean is they will suddenly say to you, okay, you're going to have a 20 meter minimum engagement distance. You can only obviously shoot on full auto. And it's happened to me before, and they've let me use the gun. And they've said, actually, because I'm not trying to be stupid about it, I'm being quite honest, I can say to them, look, these are 35 round magazines, so they're not the kind of thing where I'm going to be spamming all day. And, I rarely use this gun on full auto anyway. But what you're doing is you're giving the marshal at the site a bit of peace of mind that you're not trying to cheat, that you're not going to cheat, that you're wanting to play within the rules of the site. And I've been to sites where they've specifically said, we do not allow DMRs. And after speaking with not only this one site, but one other site as well, they said, it's not really the DMR that is the problem. It's someone getting an AEG, upping the power to 450 feet per second, putting in a 300 round high cap, and just running the gun on semi-auto all day. Because that kind of destroys the game a little bit. What we're doing when you're turning a gas rifle into a DMR is you've still got those like heavy restrictions on the amount of arrow, not even the amount of ammo you can have in your mags, but like you can't carry like 20 mags out into the field. It's too heavy. Like it can't be done. You've got all these restrictions and all these things fighting against you. That actually, if you turn up on site for the day and you want to play, the marshals want you to play. And what you're doing by removing the selector here is you're demonstrating to them that, you know, you're a fair player and that you don't want to break the rules. You don't want to try and, you know, I'm just going to keep on. And thing is, right, with any gas gun that's shooting hot, if you just mag dump, like, you get this mag so it's frosted, like, then yeah, of course it's going to be putting out 200 FPS. But that's not how you're playing with it for the day. So that's not being honest with them. So you want to be an honest player, and you want to be known as being an honest player as well. You know, that's how you get invited to, like, private events. You get invited to, you know, openings of sites and things like that. If they know that you're a good player and they know that you're not trying to break the rules, then you get so much more out of Airsoft. It's those people that are trying to cheat their tournament lock on the HPA, or, you know, they're lying about their BB weight when they do the chrono, and they're saying, oh, I've got 2 5s in here and it's actually 2s, or yeah, something like that. It's not fair. That's cheating. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. And there's, you know, if you're going out onto the field and you're farming kills because you're cheating, then you have no skill. That's not. Airsoft is a game of skill. It's a game of honour, and there is none of that in cheating. So I would always say, rather than trying any other method, just offer to take your selector out of your gun, hand it to the marshal, and just ask if you can run your gun as a DMR for the day. Any marshal that's worth their salt will know that, you know, gas rifles, you're not running 300 round high cap mags. I am waiting for the person to drop a comment below saying Armourers Works 300 round new mags out for the MWS. I am aware that they're out. I've no intention to pick one up because that's not really how I like playing the game. But they do exist now, so I guess that is it's relatively new to the market, but it is a way that people could potentially cheat the system. But I was going to say, the first person to try this trick and take the selector out and then pop in a 300 round drum mag, that's literally spoiling it for the rest of us, because they won't allow it anymore. This kind of thing only works because we've got limited mag capacity and we're running different, you know, a very different system. If all of a sudden we're asking, if we're turning our gun basically into a bit like an AEG with 300 round high caps, and we're asking to DMR it, the response is going to be exactly the same to the person that turns up with a 450 FPS locked to semi DMR AEG. Like, the answer will be no, we're not having it on site. So please don't do that. Please don't take this tip and remove your selector and then put in a 300 round drum mag. Please don't be the first guy to do it. If you're going to do that, you want the full auto function, so just stay below your FPS. Maybe trim the rocket valve spring, reduce the length if you're in a barrel, something like that, but just get below the FPS limit. Don't spoil it, because we need this little trick. We need this little treat for when we turn up to a site and we've just failed to pass the chrono. We need to be able to, like, have something like this so we can still play with our gun for the day. There you go, guys. Ultimately, not the video that I promised. I know that I said that I would be digging into the hop-up of my Geisley. I'm super pushed for time, but I really wanted to bring this to you just from a conversation I had with a friend the other day. So hopefully you found this interesting, and hopefully when you do next fail chrono, because let's face it, it happens to all of us, see if you can pop your selector out, give it to the marshal, let them know what's just happened, show them that you can't even select full auto, show them it's shooting on semi. They'll probably let you play, but just don't slap a 300 drum mag in it afterwards, because that ain't the way. Right. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. Until the next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.